Everything in this life comes with a price. The question isn't the price. The question is, are you willing to pay the price for that thing? You want to be the boss? You got to pay the price. These doctrines that I'm teaching you all are timeless doctrines. These doctrines are doctrines that will live on for a lifetime, and so will my content. Life requires a price for what you desire. A good price or a bad one. You want to be the boss? You got to pay the price. It's very funny to me when I think about jealousy and envy. It's funny. I never understood people who have jealousy and envy towards other people, not understanding that those people paid a price that you may not be aware of what that price is. I remember, that reminds me when I was, that reminds me of a time where there was this young lady that, me and my friends went to high school with. This was back in high school, and she had her body was she had the body of a literal Olympics, but not the manly, but I'm just she had no body fat percentage. Her arms, her legs, she had quads, still super feminine. But when you look at her body, you're like, whoa, okay, she works out. And I remember the girls in high school would always make fun of this young lady and make up lies about her and say that she takes steroids and, saying things like she has her butt done, because she bench presses a lot and does a lot of squats. So they would say those things and make up those things. And then there was a time this young lady started going to my gym. And I walked in and I waved at her. I said, "Hey girl, how you doing?" She said, "Hey girl." I didn't really know her. I just had PE with her. We never really talked, but every time I saw her at the gym, I would wave. I was watching her work out as I was on the treadmill. I was watching her work out and I'm like, whoa. 15 guys cannot work out. 15 guys cannot keep up with this girl in the gym, at all. And that's when it dawned on me. That's her price to pay. In order for her to have that wonderful body, the price is hours spent in the gym and the best nutrition possible. And that's what I always try to engrave in the minds of people, is there's a price to pay for everything. A price for fame, a price for beauty, a price for success, a price for health, a price for love, a price for money, a price for commitment, a price to grow a business. There's nothing is free. I always try to tell people, get the word free out of your mind. Nothing is free. Nothing. I went on a platform the other day, and a young lady sent me a message, and she's like, "Oh my God, if you don't want to respond to this, it's okay, but let me explain to you what's going on with my friend group. I need a piece of advice." And the old me would have looked at the message and responded to it. The minute it said, "You don't have to respond to this if you want, but I'm going through this big dilemma with my best friend and I need advice," and I saw that the paragraph was at least 5 to 6 paragraphs. I opened it, I read the first sentence, and then I closed out of it. The old me would have read all 5 sentences, gave my response, gave my energy away. Any woman, man or woman, that in your mind, the way your mind is wired, you think that things are free, that is going to hold you back in life. In the real world, nothing is free, not even people's energy. There is a price. My life took a turn when I exited victim mode And I told myself, I said, girl, like I literally looked at myself in the mirror. I said, girl, nobody's just going to hand you things. I'm sorry. It's just... So, are you willing to pay that price for what you desire in your life? My life changed really when I told myself, I said, everything that I desire, I will have to work for. I will have to put in the work for what I want in life. I can't expect handouts, 1. And 2, I don't want any handouts. Nobody owes me handouts. That's a very narcissistic way of thinking, to believe that people just owe you things because you exist, or you're young, or you're old, or you're black, or you're white. That's not really how society works. People don't owe you anything. There will be a requirement, there will be something for you to either give up or take in order for you to have what you desire. A lot of women that you ladies and gentlemen see online, and they're on boats in different countries, best bags, best shoes, expensive jewelry. Women envy those women. They envy the women on the jets. Why can't that be me? I want to be on private jets. I want to be wearing a Gucci bag. You know, I want to be driving the Rolls Royce. I want a guy to buy me that. But then you forget that that woman is paying a price, and you have no idea what that price is to have those things. There's always a price that somebody will have to pay in order to get something out of life. Nothing is free. Nothing is free. Teach your daughters that nothing is free. Teach your sons nothing is free. Whatever your kids want, make it an exchange. Not because I'm telling you, what you give your kids should be a price, because that's your kid and you love them, but make it an exchange so you can help your kids understand real life. If you want this, I'm going to need you to do that. If you want a car, you're going to have to get straight A's. If you want to go to that party, I need you to clean the garage. If you want those new Jordans, I need you to rearrange the closet. Teach them, get it engraved in their mind that something has to be given up to gain something else. Program their thinking that way. So when they get into the real world, and God forbid as their parent, you're not around anymore, they don't drown. They don't drown. You have to teach. You have to have it engraved in your mind that whatever I want, I will have to give something up in order to have it. Some women, giving it up, the price they pay is the spreading of their legs. I'm not judging them. That's the price for whatever it is that they need, whatever it is they were desperate for, they had to do it. Some people, the price is being incarcerated, or taking the fall for somebody, or taking the fall for your wife because you need her to stay with the kids. So you're the one that has to go. And I put 2 and 2 together the other day, and I found out something. I remember I always told you guys that I love studying the differences between men and women, male and female, the differences in the genders. I love it because I can see the difference between masculinity and femininity in regards to both men and women. Masculine men who are truly masculine, who are in tune with their masculinity, are willing to do the work and are willing to work as hard as possible to get their desire. You see lazy men who are lazy, men who rather complain and take all of their hatred out on women and say, oh, well, you guys have it easy. All you guys have to do is be attractive. Those are the men who don't want to put in the work to reach the goal that they desire. Not just for men, but even for women. Hardworking people are truly on a completely different frequency, because they are willing to pay the price to get what they want. And when you have that kind of energy and you're in that kind of mindset, life has a way of working in your favor. And not only that, God looks at you and God's like, wow, I gotta bless what he's doing. I gotta bless what she's doing. Look at her consistency. Look at his resilience. Look at how steadfast. Look at that endurance. Oh my God. God loves a hard worker. I got chills up my spine when it dawned on me one day and I realized you have to pay the price. You have to pay the price. There's no way around that. There's no way around it. You have to pay the price. Sometimes the price is bravery. To go up to someone that you know can give you a wonderful opportunity and you know that you have the resume for it. And you just go up to that person and you're like, hey, listen, I know you just opened up this business. This is what I do. I'm a photographer. I do marketing. I do social media. I wanted to have the opportunity to show you my work, show you my portfolio, and maybe I can be an asset to your business. That's a price right there. Being brave, bravery is a price to pay if you want to get in the right rooms in front of the right people. You cannot have fear or, be shy. The cost of being shy and having fear is losing opportunities because you don't have the bravery to grab it while it's hot. There's a price for love. What's the price for love? Vulnerability. And always having the thought of, if I show this person my scars, and if I talk to this person about what I've been through and I share my pains with this person, are they going to use it against me? That's a risk you have to take for love. You have to take the risk. That's the price for love. The price for love is heartbreak. The price for friendship is betrayal. Are you willing to pay the price for friendship, the risk? There's a price for that. There's a price for everything. The only thing in this world that's free is God's love. God's love and the love that a mother has for her child, if it's a good mother. Those are the only two free things in life. Nothing else in this life is free. Everything comes with a condition. Now, the question for you all is, are you willing to pay the price? What do you want? Is it more money? Is it a business? Is it a better body? Is it knowledge? Do you want to go back to school and get that degree? There's going to be a price for it all. The question is, are you willing to pay it? That's the question. It's, I was talking about this the other day, beauty. I was telling people there's a price for beauty. There is a price for being an attractive woman or man. People will hate from the gate. That's the price that it comes with. You can't, and it's amazing the way God created things. Even God had to pay the price by going on the cross. Even that's what I'm telling, it's a universal law. It's law. Paying a price for something, it's universal law. It's not something you can escape. Which is why I am extremely turned off by human beings who have the free mindset. You want somebody to do a job for you? You pay them. You want somebody to show up for you? You pay them. You want advice? You pay them. You want a better body. You pay that trainer. You pay for the better groceries. You pay for the workout routines. You pay for the meal plan. Everything is going to require some form of payment, ma'am or sir. Free service is a very, very narcissistic, low vibrational way of thinking. And you know, I've seen that even in regards to men and women. Let's talk about men and women in relationships for a second. Men who desire access to women just because they're men, they're not hard workers. They're not providers. They can't put a tire in a car. You know, they can't replace a tire. There's no masculinity, but you desire to have full-on access to a woman physically, mentally, emotionally, and you want to be able to use her body for pleasure. That's low vibrational thinking. Men who want access to women for nothing is a sign. That tells me that in your waking life, you don't work hard for anything. I know you don't. Because just the way you think and approach women shows me that you don't work for anything. Because if you did, you would realize that access to another person is not free. It's the same thing with women. A lot of women, I deserve, says who? Says who? Says who? Because in the real world, there is a dowry that you have to give, men and women. Whether it's a dowry of a spiritual dowry, a financial thing where you have to pay, your looks, your hard work, your resilience, there's a dowry. You don't just deserve anything. You have to pay the price for that thing. I've met so many women who think that a beautiful face is enough, or just being a woman is enough. It's not. And any man who's truly a masculine man of value, a man who has value, you being attractive is not going to be enough for him. You have to be an asset. People who have paid the price in their life, people who have done their due diligence, people who have went through the fire, they don't do bad investments. They don't do bad investments. A lot of these men, what is that thing, that trend going online? A 9'5", blue eyes, tech guy. I don't know how you say it. I don't remember how you say it. Those type of men, those type of individuals understand investments, good and bad, because look at where they are in life. Every successful person that you will ever encounter in life understands the difference between good and bad investments. So, a woman who's just a beautiful face is not enough of an asset for any man who has his life together. Because you're a beautiful face, great, but are you a liability? Jealousy, people who act on their jealousy, for me, jealousy is a sign of laziness. When you are upset about someone's nice car, but you can have the exact same car if you're willing to just do the work, though. Or you're jealous of someone's nice body, but you can have the same body if you're willing to do the work and eat better, though. Like that comparison, you're not willing to do the work. That's the thing. You're not willing. It's this stuff is also energetic law. I had another young lady the other day. They emailed me. This email was probably 25 paragraphs. And I found it completely insulting that this person thought I was going to read 25 paragraphs of information and freely just give myself away that way. I understand energetic law. When you sell yourself cheap, you will always receive cheap in return. You guys have to start understanding spirituality. I feel like a lot of you guys don't understand frequencies, spirituality, transfers. Do you know that you guys can pick up transfers from people? If you are like a go-getter and a hard worker and you're doing whatever it takes, and you go and decide to become besties with someone who's not doing anything, how that will start to rub off on you. And now you will start to feel sluggish and lazy and uninspired. Like, you know, the price for success, the price to get what you desire out of life is going to require you to say no and shut doors on certain things and certain people. Everything works hand in hand. I'm sorry. That's what I meant. Everything, I don't know, it's weird. Like in life, like spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, like everything is like intertwined. It doesn't seem like it is, but it is. Like you can't tell me that you're paying the price for the best life possible by putting your best foot forward, but then in the same sentence, you're connected to people who are toxic. Like it's gonna rub off on you. It's gonna deplete you. Disciplined people. One thing I've learned about people who are disciplined, people who have paid the price, people who are energetically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically doing what it takes to reach new heights. I've learned that those people are very selective and strict about who they engage with. Because it's like they have the understanding that everything intertwines. When you live a life where you have structure, resilience, and order, you're building something. And you don't want to risk letting something or someone in that will knock down that beautiful thing that you've taken your time to build. That empire that you've built. You don't want to risk the fall of the empire. And we're going to talk about this in the Structure and Order class on Sunday. If you have not purchased, go ahead and purchase the Structure and Order class. The link is in the description. I had a lot of people telling me that the link to pay wasn't working or something like that. Go ahead and try the link again today. It should be up and running. But the Structure and Order class is something that I feel like a lot of you guys need based on your commentary, based on the emails that I get. Structure and order is not a walk in the park. It's literally a sacrifice because you're going to have to do things that you don't want to do. And you're going to have to push the human psyche and reprogram your mind in a way where when your mind says, I don't feel like doing it, you automatically clock it and say you have no choice. You have no choice mindset when you start to practice structure and order. We'll talk a little bit more about this in the class. Like I'm literally sitting here, I'm recording this and I'm literally sitting in my car right now about to go into an appointment, but I'm like, I got to record my voiceover for today. Do I want to? Sometimes do I feel like it? I'd rather go to the Burger King and get myself a small fry, or I don't know, go into Starbucks and get some coffee. But I'm like, it doesn't matter what I want. It matters what needs to be done in order to stay on the right tempo. And when it comes to structure and order, you will learn that you have to stay on the right tempo. And in order to stay on the right tempo, it's going to require you to do things that you don't want to do. It's all about your rhythm, right? It's just like when you're missing beats. Let's say an instrument player is missing beats. Now the song sounds weird because you're missing beats and you're not hitting the right key. It's the same thing with structure and order. When you let yourself lag, everything will start to fall apart. You have to have this. I don't want to give too much away. I'm going to talk about it in the structure and order class. I don't want to give too much away. I don't want to go there because this is, again, information that has to be behind a paywall because it's not easily accessible and most people don't know it. But in life, you have to have a tempo. That's why we have music. That's why music is so spiritual. Music has a rhythm. It has a tempo. Everything is in order to create a piece of art. That's why musicians are so successful monetarily, because they're making music. Music requires structure, order. It requires you to not miss the wrong notes, not miss the notes, get the notes right, get the tempo, the beat. It trains your psyche on order. Okay?